In this video, we're going to be talking about credit cards for bad credit, or if you're also new to credit, and we've covered credit cards for bad credit on this channel before. So these credit cards aren't the ones for bad credit if you simply just missed one payment here, or you missed the payment there, and your credit is suffering from just a few missed payments. But these credit cards are for people who have like bankruptcies and other major issues with their credit, and they're unable to get a credit card. So if you've been searching on YouTube for a credit card for bad credit, and all you keep finding is credit cards that will only approve you if you missed one or two payments, and you can't get approved for any credit cards, then be sure to stick around to the very end of this video, as I'm going to be giving you guys 10 options, and from these 10 options, you should definitely be able to find at least one credit card that you'll be approved for so you can start building and working on your credit again. Now remember guys, a credit score is very important because even if you have a very high income but you have a messy credit score, you won't be approved for all the things that you may need. So we know credit cards are included here, but the other things that this may affect could even be where you live. If you're renting an apartment right now and your lease is almost up and you want to move or you need to move somewhere else, even if you have a high enough income to afford another place, by just having a really bad credit score, you can and most likely will be denied and you won't be approved for that new apartment or that new place even though you have a high enough income, and you'll be suffering because of your poor credit score. And this is why you need these options of rebuilding or repairing your credit. Now, just before we jump into all the options and the 10 credit cards that you should consider, a very quick reminder here, if you are new to the channel, my name is Eann, and on this channel, I talk about ways to make money, ways to save money, ways to invest your money. I talk about bank accounts, credit cards, financial products, and everything to do with personal finance. So if you like these types of videos and these personal finance topics, then be sure to one, give this video a thumbs up because I'll really appreciate it. It helps the channel out a ton. And also giving this video a thumbs up is completely free. And then secondly, also be sure to subscribe to the channel with all notifications on. And that way you'll never miss the updates of when I post new videos on this channel. Now let's jump right into all the credit cards I want to talk about today. And I'm going to be going with one of the easier or the easiest credit cards to be approved for first. And actually, these are credit cards that you can get if you have a really bad credit score. So maybe you have a bankruptcy or some other bad stuff on your credit. These are credit cards that you can get approved for today. So the first credit card on this list is the Open Sky Secured Visa credit card. And this credit card is perfect if you have the worst possible credit score. And also guys, the worst possible credit history. Now, if you've missed every single payment on your debts and you've had a bankruptcy and you got your car repossessed and everything on your credit is horrible, you can still get approved for this credit card. Now, the difference between this credit card and other secured credit cards on the market right now is that this one doesn't check your credit score. So for example, I talk about the Discover It secured credit card a lot. And it's one of my favorite or my top picks for a starter credit card. However, they do check your credit score even if you don't have a credit score and if you have a high enough income and there are no major issues on your credit, then you'll easily be approved for that credit card and also other secured credit cards on the market right now. However, if you have a bankruptcy or you missed a couple payments and you applied for that secured credit card or some other secured credit cards, then you may be declined because of your credit history. So with the Open Sky Secured Visa credit card, you can get approved because there's no credit check necessary to apply. And Open Sky believes in giving an equal opportunity to everyone, regardless of what your credit score or what your credit history is. And the way this credit card works is that you will make a refundable deposit, which will be equal to your credit line. So it will start you out at, let's say, $200, which means that you can make a $200 deposit and it'll give you a credit line of $200. And then you can start using this secured credit card to build your credit. Now, one of the good things about the Open Sky Secured Visa credit card is that it reports to all three major credit bureaus, and you should see this reflecting on all the three bureaus within 6 months of opening the account. Also, the APR on this credit card is around 17.39%, which is around the average. However, you want to stay away from keeping a balance on a credit card. Instead, what you want to do here is you want to use it and then you want to pay the balance in full every month. And also the card comes with an annual fee of $35. And I don't necessarily like credit cards that charge annual fees, but if you have a really bad credit score and you've been declined for all the other credit cards that you've been applying for, then I'm fairly sure that you will be approved for this credit card as long as you have that $200 deposit to make. So point is, if you have really bad credit, this is option number one. Also, before I move on, let me just mention that the credit score required for you to be approved for this credit card is anywhere from a 300 to a 620. If you guys didn't know, the lowest possible credit score you or anyone else can have is actually a 300 and not a 0, and your credit starts at 300. So they will give you this credit card even if you have the worst possible credit score that anyone could have. Now, I like to give you guys options, and so I'm going to give you a second credit card, which is similar to the OpenSky Visa secured credit card. In the event that you just don't like OpenSky, or maybe you've had problems with them in the past, and you want to try another credit card provider. So the next credit card here is the First Progress Platinum Select Mastercard, and it's also a secured credit card. And with this credit card, they'll also give you a fresh start, as they say, and even if you have a bankruptcy on your credit file, this will not prevent you from being approved for this credit card. And the minimum credit score required to be approved here is 300, which is the lowest possible credit score anyone could ever have. So you should be able to be easily approved for this credit card. Now, this is also another secured credit card. So all you really need to do here is to deposit some funds to be approved, and this deposit can range from $200 to $2,000, and if you pay your balance off, you can receive your deposit back. So this is a refundable deposit, and also the credit card reports to all 3 credit bureaus, so this will work really well in rebuilding your credit. And once again, they do not check your credit to approve you for this credit card, so this is a really good option here. Now, the APR is around 13.99% at the time of making this video, and that is a variable APR, which is really good in my opinion. But once again, do not keep a balance on these credit cards. Just put a small charge on them each month and pay them off in full. And the annual fee here is $39. And another cool feature about this credit card is that it includes free credit monitoring provided by Experian. So you don't have to pay for some third-party credit monitoring tool to check your credit score. You can actually use this tool in your credit card account and track the progress of your credit score. So if I had a bankruptcy or I had a lot of bad things on my credit, then these are 2 credit cards that I would definitely look into getting right now. Now let's move on to some credit cards that you can get approved for if you have a limited credit or bad credit. So if you have a limited credit score or you're new to credit, then you'll find that you won't be able to get approved for any regular credit cards. And so some of the options that you can look at would include the Surge Mastercard. And now some of you guys may also be looking for credit cards that you can get if you have a limited credit history or credit score that don't require any deposits, and the Surge Mastercard is one of these credit cards. So the main pro here, or the main pros, are that you can get pre-qualified with no impact to your credit score. You can get $1,000 as your credit line, and once you make your first 6 minimum payments on time, this limit can go up to $2,000. You can also get free access to your credit score from Experian, and this credit card is also going to be reporting to all 3 major credit bureaus, and it is a Mastercard, so you can use this just about anywhere. Now, the usual credit limit that they'll give you is $300. That's where they'll probably start you off at, and once you start making those payments, they may move you up to $1,000 and then hopefully up to $2,000. And once again, this doesn't require any deposit, so I think this is a really good credit card to start with. Now, the downside with this credit card is the annual fee, and it's on the higher end, and so the fee can range from $75 to $95. And this depends on what's on your credit score, although your credit score could be limited. And the APR will range from 24 to 29%. So if you have the option here of going with a secured credit card where you can make a deposit and get a lower annual fee and also a lower APR, or you could go with this credit card that has a higher annual fee, higher APR, but does not require any deposits up front. Now, the fourth option here is similar. It's for limited credit, but this one is probably a bit harder to be approved for. And this is the First Progress Platinum Prestige card. And this one does require a deposit, and the minimum deposit is $200. and it comes with an annual fee of $49, and this is specifically geared towards people that have limited credit history. Again, this card is good if you have a very limited credit score or credit history, as there's no minimum score required for approval, and your deposit is refundable, and you can go all the way up to $2,000 with that deposit. And you can also get free credit monitoring by Experian. And even if you had a bankruptcy that is still on your credit file, that will not be a reason to decline you or deny you for this credit card. Now, while we're on the topic of talking about these credit cards, let me mention a fifth option here, which is a self credit builder account, or some of you guys may know this as self lender, but the name was changed to self, and this could be a cheaper alternative to building your credit. You can actually apply for one of these credit cards and then pair it with a self credit builder account and work on both at the same time, which will move your credit along much faster. If you guys want to know more about self, I've done a full review here on the self credit builder account and also other products that they offer. So be sure to check those videos out if you are interested in that option. Now let's move on to some other credit cards, and these credit cards are for you if you are new to credit. So if you've never had a credit card before, you've never borrowed anything, you don't have a credit score, you're starting out from zero, these would be better options for you than the options that I just gave previously in this video. So the first one that I want to talk about is my favorite pick, or my top pick, which is the Discover Secured Credit Card, or the Discover It Secured Credit Card. And this card is really good if you're new to credit. And the good thing about this credit card is, one, it comes with no annual fees, and it gives you cash back off 1 to 2% on everything you purchase. It also gives you free credit monitoring, and after about 6 to 8 months, you can get upgraded to a regular unsecured credit card without doing another hard pull on your credit. So I really like this credit card, and also the deposit required, or minimum deposit here, is $200. If you want to, you can go all the way up to $2,000 on this credit card. So if you're new to credit, consider the Discover It Secured Credit Card. And now the second one I want to mention here is the Capital One Secured. And this card also comes with no annual fees, and the minimum deposit here is only $49. So if you don't have a lot of money and you really need a secured credit card to start working on your credit or building your credit, this is a really good option, because all you really need here is $50 and you can get this credit card. Now, another option here that's worth mentioning is the Capital One Platinum credit card, and this is geared towards people who have a limited credit history or no credit, and this one does not require a security deposit, but it also doesn't come with any fees, which is really good. However, it is a bit more difficult to be approved for this one. So you could get approved for a regular secured credit card first, and then you could just try doing this one in a few months. However, if you want my opinion, I would say apply for one of these secured credit cards, work on making all the payments on time for 6 to 8 months, and then move on to getting a regular credit card that gives you very good rewards. Now, the final two credit cards I want to talk about here are credit cards that you can get if you have a fairly good credit score, but it is below average. And so if you want a credit card, you want a really good credit card, but you don't want to apply for like a Chase credit card and then ding your score and not be approved, here are two really good options. Now, the first one is going to be my top pick, and this is the Upgrade Visa card with cash rewards. And I like this credit card because you can get unlimited 1.5% in cash back on all purchases every time you make the payments on this credit card. And this credit cards come with 0 fees. There's no annual fee. There's no activation fee. There are no maintenance fees. There are no fees, which is something that I also really like. And you can actually pre-qualify for this credit card without it hurting your credit score. So that is another plus if you already have a fair credit score and you just don't want to ding it anymore by applying for a bunch of new credit cards. Now, this credit card is for anyone that has a credit score starting at around 620. So if you have a 610, 620, 630, 640, this is a really good option. And remember, this card does give you cash rewards of 1.5% in unlimited cash back. So I think it's a really good deal. And if you have fair credit and you want a really good option, definitely take this one into consideration. Now, the final card I want to mention today is the Capital One Platinum credit card. And this one comes with no annual fees. You pay $0.00, and the recommended credit score is anywhere from 580 to a 740. So if you have less than a 610 or a 600 credit score, you can be approved here and you won't be charged any annual fees. So if you have fair credit and you want a cost-effective option, this is definitely one you could look into. If you are responsible and you make all your payments on time in around 6 months, they'll automatically consider a higher credit line for you if you go with this credit card. So if you're looking for credit cards and you have a fair credit score or bad credit, or you're new to credit, or even if you have bankruptcies on your credit report, these are the options that you can consider. And if you guys know of any other really good credit cards, comment them below so I can take a look at those as well. Now, if you're looking to apply for any credit cards, be sure to check the links down below in the description, as I have some links to some specific credit cards. If you use those links, you'll get a bonus, so be sure to check those out, and also any other links that I have. And with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. All the best. I hope this video was really helpful and you guys found some value here today. And if so, be sure to give the video a thumbs up. I'll really appreciate it. Also subscribe with the notifications on, and that way you never miss the updates of when I post new videos on this channel. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in the next one.